everyone, and welcome to Booming Encore's Learning Bites. My name is Susan Williams, and I'm the founder of Booming Encore. Does your life feel like cluttered? Do you feel like you've got stuff all around you? Is your mind actually cluttered? Well, if you do, then today's the day you want to be actually watching this video because I am delighted to welcome Lori Becker. Lori Becker is a certified retirement coach and also a certified clutter clearing coach. Never heard that term before, so maybe we'll hear more about that as well. And she's here to talk to us about her new book that she just released called Get a Grip on the Details. So welcome, Lori. So great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So first of all, Lori, why don't you tell us a little bit about this book? What is it all about?
So, the Get a Grip on the Details is a comprehensive book that informs you of all the important things you should be prepared for in life. It explains on each of the topics what it is, why it's important, and how you go about getting it done. So the topics that it includes are financial matters, household matters, security and identity management, health, and then finally computer, digital assets, and communications. So there's really a wide range of information in the book. It also includes an assessment tool, so it isn't quite so overwhelming. And it's going to, for each individual, it's going to prioritize what you should focus on based on what your life circumstances are. The assessment tool is going to prioritize those items that are more critical, such that you can't go back and change things if an event happens. So an example is if you get in a car accident and you hadn't taken the time to update your auto policy, it's too late. Or if you were working on your will and identifying guardians for your children, but you didn't get it done and something happens to you, there's no going back. And the courts are likely going to decide who the guardians are. Another example might be if you haven't determined how you want to be handled if you had a situation where you become incapacitated. Others are going to make those decisions for you. So
So
those
this,
are,
sorry, so this is not about the clutter we collect. It's more about our life clutter and getting it organized then. Is that a good
yeah,
assessment?
yeah, so these are things that I noticed in working with clients that they didn't have an order that just caused chaos in their life. So it's a different kind of clutter. It isn't how do I clean out my bedroom closets, which is an important thing to do, but it's just the non-readiness for life that just wreaks havoc on your life.
So that kind of leads into my next question is why did you write this book? Obviously I'm thinking a lot of us aren't even necessarily thinking about this, but I'm sure you've probably got some actual experience as well too around this.
Yeah, so life is just so much easier if you have these matters in order. I think I've witnessed too many people go through events that either made it much tougher, it didn't need to happen at all because they weren't prepared. They hadn't taken the time, they didn't prioritize to get these things done. And so writing the book was my offer to have a resource for them to just start, right? To go through, understand what these items are, and then decide whether they're going to do them or not, and then get them
So
done.
so this is like an inventory of all of our life, for lack of a better word, activities or things that we need to do. And I'm assuming it's not just for the individual, it's also for their family or loved ones, correct?
Well, especially when we talk about as we get older, it's a gift to our loved ones. So if we have all of our matters in order, if we have wills, powers of attorneys, budgets, lists of where our things are, if we've given thought to how do I want to be treated at the end of my life or where all of my assets are, whoever is taking care of that when you pass on, it's a gift to them, as is clutter clearing, right? If I have a house full of things that they need to come in, and I know my nephew is, jokes that they're just pulling up a dumpster, right? And they're just throwing it all in the dumpster. So if you have done some of that work for them ahead of time, it just makes it all easier. And I consider it a gift for them.
No, I can definitely see it, having gone through it, on occasions myself. I mean, you're left and you're trying to make decisions or you're trying to make plans, and at the same time, you're dealing with the grief that's associated with a loss, and never
Mhm.
mind then complicating it with all this other stuff. So, I can
Yeah.
definitely see the value of having everything sort of in one spot. And the fact that you're helping people get all of that organized and actually have a list of things for them to do, I think is really beneficial. Is
Yeah.
there any other like it's slightly different than the Swedish quote death cleaning
Yes.
aspect of things. This is actually getting more into the logistics of all of the important matters in our life, not just our things. Is that a good assessment?
Yes. Yes. So I love the Swedish death cleaning. Not sure if I like the name of it, but I'm
Yeah, I
telling
know.
you
Yeah,
to the
and just
point,
for
right?
anybody who's watching this, by the way, it's not necessarily as morbid as you would think it is by the sounds of it. So
Yeah,
it's
it
more
really,
just dealing with the physical clutter of your
the
life.
concept is getting all of your physical clutter taken care of in the stuff that you don't use, getting rid of all of it, giving it to people, donating it, whatever that might be, throwing it in the garbage before you die. Again, so that the people who are going to be cleaning up after you, so to speak, are not going to be left with a total mess, as you mentioned, in addition to all of their grief. Right. I also think of individuals where a spouse dies and maybe they weren't insured appropriately, or maybe they had, um, just a big mess and they didn't, one spouse handle all the financials and the others have no idea about it. And then they die in addition to their grief, they have to worry about all those things.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have to be that way. So in answer to your question about the Swedish death cleaning, it's the same concept, except that's more of the into the physical items and taking care of those things.
Well, it
There's a
certainly
lot to
sounds like it's
manage your
something that
life.
everybody could use. Lori, where could people actually get your book?
It's available in bookstores, probably not quite as much of that, but Amazon.com has.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Lori. I really appreciate this. You're highlighting an area of our lives that we probably don't think about. And often I think a lot of people don't want to think about because they
right.
consider it somewhat morbid because nobody likes to think about
Yeah,
the end
yes,
line. But on the other hand, if we don't think about it, then we're defaulting to other people who are going to have to do that.
yes,
And maybe,
yes,
like you said, this is possibly one of the best gifts we can give, which is leaving our lives, somewhat organized so that others don't have to worry about our mess. So thank you
yes.
again. I really appreciate your time
You're
today.
very welcome. I appreciate being on.
Okay. And to everybody out there, we hope you found this information valuable and it helps you live your best booming encore. Bye for now.